So we expect that referendum to be held next year, earliest the month of June. But let me bring in Paris Tobiko, Kajiado East Member of Parliament. And Mheshimiwa, thank you for joining us here on KTNU Center this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. Now, the IEBC Secretariat team is taking the 3 million signatures they collected after doing their own verification to IEBC for final verification before the next step is taken, to the counties, to the 47 counties, so that 24 can approve. But then the question is building consensus. The Catholic Church Bishop says you need to wait, we need to build consensus. That is the same message the DP has been talking about.
Yes. It's interesting, actually, because this country, because of the COVID situation, there was a time some parts of the country were under lockdown. And by that time, the church has been pressing the president, please open up the country, let's have the churches going on, let's have everything going on, let's have people praying, let's have businesses going on, open the bars, open everywhere, So the question is right now, why should everything stop? I believe everything should go on, including BBI, including concentrating on improving the healthcare facilities, including taking care of the COVID situation. There is no time, even if we take another 10 years or 100 years, there is no time that we will all ever come into agreement and say, oh, today this document is 100% perfect and we are in agreement as a country. So, I think it is building consensus, it is okay, but the country should be able to move on.
So, Honorable Tobiko, from where you're sitting, for you, the train has already left the station, there's no turning back, there's no need for hearing the dissenting voices?
According to me, I am not among the proponents who are saying the document cannot be opened up. But I am among the proponents who are saying time waits for no man and time must be respected. These things should move on. Let's build consensus as we go on. Already signatures have been collected. We can still engage, but let the process go on.
You're saying that we can still engage, the process should go on, but then we've had it from the BBI Secretariat team, we've had it from Honorable Junet, from Honorable Aweru, saying that this document cannot be amended. We are going to Kenyans, where Kenyans are going to say yes or no.
The fact is, Kenyans have been engaged. Actually, I have met the BBI team, team of experts, you can call them that, in my county several times. They came for the first time to collect the views, they came again for validation, and now we have had Bomas 1, you can say, and Bomas 2, and so the process has been going on. Kenyans have been engaged throughout, And so this thing of shifting goalposts, today do not divide the country, yet you have already divided the country into the have and the have-nots. You have divided the country into I don't know what sort of groupings. I think there is a lot of musical chairs and a lot of, changing goalposts.
All right. And do you think this is what Kenyans need at this time of the pandemic? Because the government says there's no money for the doctors in terms of providing for them PPEs, providing for them, giving them payment, health insurance. And the saddest thing is you saw the youngest doctor, 28-year-old Dr. Mogusu, dying without his 5 months' salary from the national government. Yet we have money for BBI. At the same time, we don't have money for the doctors and nurses and the clinical officers.
The government should have its act together, The government should not tell us there is no money for doctors or that there is no money to take care of COVID patients. The government must not tell us there is also no money for BBI. The government should be able to organize its resources for the various issues that are affecting Kenyans. Health being a priority number 1. But that also does not stop any other process in this country from going on.
All right, and you are the first, woman from the Ma community to be elected as representing the people, the women in that community.
Yes.
And the contents of this BBI in terms of representing the women, achieving the 2/3 gender rule. And there's some women who argue, your members, your colleagues at the National Assembly,
yes,
abolishing the 47 women representatives and taking them to the Senate. It's like just dumping them there.
Brenda, I will tell you, because I was in Naivasha. And we actually had an opportunity to negotiate on the slots for the women, and we urge our sisters, the women representatives, that let us have the 47. There is the additional 70 slots that are coming in, and we said let us have part of the 70 being women, which is 47. And the 47 again are the Senate. But a number of them were not actually interested in pursuing that line. And so let me say that, the 47 in the Senate does not stop women from achieving another 47 or even more at the National Assembly.
All right. And so now the hurdle comes in when this document will be taken to the counties. And the Constitution states it very clear that we need at least 24 counties out of the 47 to pass this amendment, the Constitution Amendment Bill 2020. Yet there are counties that are saying this bill still needs to be amended. Look at Kericho County, look at Nandi County, saying that as much as we'll have an engagement with Wananchi, we will get their sentiments. Let us be allowed to amend this document. I mean the Constitution Amendment Bill 2020.
Because the process has begun. Let the counties take their various positions. Let us see if we will fail to get the required number of 24 or whatever number. I mean, I believe each member of the county assembly will have their say when it comes to their counties. And so if it's defeated at the county assembly levels, then that is it. But it remains to be seen now. Who is saying what? And who is not saying, because there is a lot of juggling of these things. Nobody is coming out clearly. They are not even saying what is it that they want to remove, what is it that they don't want, what is it that is not good in the BBI document.
All right, and I like the fact, Honorable Tobiko, I like the fact that you're saying that they need to say what they want and what they don't want, and that is the same thing Honorable Jeanette was talking about. He's saying that giving Kenyans the democratic opportunity to say what they want to say.
Yes.
But we've had it from the DP, we've also had it from some Kenyans and some political allies, to the Deputy President, saying that when you give Kenyans the chance of voting to change the Constitution on the basis of yes or no, that is not a democratic right that they'll be participating in. Instead, give them the questions. They need to vote on what they want and what they do not want. Just don't give a general question of yes or no.
My sister Brenda, I'm sure you know, just like I know and many Kenyans know, the DP is a very intelligent man. But I think in this particular case, the DP is taking us in circles. The DP is just refusing to settle down on a certain position. And I think it is time that he must. He must, because it's not a matter of what question is right. Let us just say, we can change the Constitution now. It takes us to another level. There is still a chance to change the Constitution again. I mean, it is a live document. It is something that is subject to improvement over and over and over again.
All right, so your final sentiments as we bring this conversation to an end, Honorable Tobiko. Are you satisfied with the proposals of having the position of a Prime Minister? Kenyans feel financially burdened. This will bring another financial, cost to the country.
I will tell you what is key for me in this BBI thing. The devolved resources, the tax holiday for youth businesses. For me, this is very key. The other positions are neither here nor there, because the Prime Minister's position is a position now that's coming out of Parliament. All the other positions, actually, there is no position that has been added, because it's more like the majority leader of this Parliament.
Right. Paris Tobiko, Kajiado East Member of Parliament, asante sana for joining us this morning here on KTN News Center. Now to another developing story, which is good news to the